This episode is brought to you by Buy My Stuff on eBay. Yes, you too can buy my stuff from eBay. Simply search for the seller, Tin Dog Podcast, and you can own some rare and collectible items. From the same people who brought you Buy My Books on Amazon. Check the show notes for a direct link.
Scanning for audio.
It is the 31st century. Ulysses killed the giant Cyclops when he rescued the children and his son Telemachus. But the ancient gods of Olympus are angry and threaten a terrible revenge.
Mortals, you defy the gods? I sentence you to travel among unknown stars. Until you find the kingdom of Hades, your bodies will stay as lifeless as stone.
Ulysses, no one else can do the things you do. Ulysses, always fighting all the evil forces, bringing peace and justice to all.
Hello and welcome to a Tin Dog Podcast. This time on the Ulysees Odyssey, we've reached episode 6. Now, episode 6 is, of course, episode 2 in the production or episode 3 in the broadcast order. So, of course, on the DVDs, this is the 6th one. Oh, you know what? I just need to shut up about that. Tin Dog Podcast number 1406, which is, of course, episode 6 of the DVD order of Ulysses. Yep, so it's called Flowers of Fear. Now, I've done some research, and you know that I'm reading up on the myths of ancient Greece and, of course, Rome, because there was a big crossover, and I've been doing all sorts of research, even on the Stoics and all sorts of philosophers and things like that, and been having a thoroughly lovely time of it. I've also been experiencing the exciting world of Derek Jacobi reading Frankenstein to me, thanks to Audible. That's a rant for another time. Would you like me to review that? Probably not. What we've got here is what is genuinely hailed across the internet as one of the better episodes, okay? Because it's down as one of the better episodes, although it's not down as actually one that's influenced by any of the great myths. Now, when I saw Flowers of Fear, I assumed it was the Lotus Eaters storyline, but no, it's not. This is a story of its own, okay? Because it was got such great plaudits, there we are, there's a word you don't hear often. I thought, I'll watch this one with my daughter. I've watched enough cartoons with her over the years, that's fine, but she's 16 now, and that's fine, so we watched it together, and she didn't mind it. Yes, it had aged in its production, and some of the translation was a bit questionable. If she says my brother Numinor one more time, it's going to turn into a drinking game. But she did enjoy it. She experienced 80s cartoons for perhaps the first time. Although I did show her an original She-Ra, which she compared with a new one. But that's a whole conversation for another time. This one feels like, weirdly, an episode of Space 1999. And I keep coming back to this, and that's interesting. Because you've got that whole drifting through space coming across things. And of course they are trying to get home. And this does feel more like a Space 1999 than a Ulysses in many respects. But like Ulysses, you've got the scope, the scale, because it's drawings. You've got the gorgeous high standard animation, as we've discussed in the past. And it just keeps going. You've got a giant hospital world. So the synopsis that you can get says, the Odyssey comes across a lifeless city world. On hearing its people had the technology to bring the dead back to life, Yumi takes Numinor to the planet to revive him. However, she learns why there's no life on the city. Basically, the gods got annoyed that people tried to, discover the secret of immortality, a lot like Sisyphus from the previous week. And of course, they set about punishing, as always. So that's fine, that's expected, that's just what we're going to go with. We've got some gorgeous spaceships. We've got the actual use of the helmets, which I'm enjoying. The panther, the lion thing. There's a very nice Ulysees31 design aesthetic that admittedly has got a lot in common with the design aesthetic used in things like Battlestar Galactica. You've got that ancient and modern combo thing going on, which is really, really pleasant. I'm a big fan across the board. So yeah, it's got basic. Yes, the little blue girl tries to bring her brother back to life using the comedy robot for help. And there's tension. There is genuinely tension. And it builds up, and of course it goes on like that. Now, I know the next story deals again with people, the rest of the crew coming back to life, which is, it's a recurring theme, and that is fine. But it is nice that there is that whole holographic history thing going on. Nice big screens of people just appearing as holograms. It's gorgeous. I'm thoroughly enjoying the rewatch. And you know what? I have to stop myself after each episode so that I can do a proper notes and do a proper podcast for you. Otherwise, I would just binge them and just keep going and have them all on in the background constantly. And you know what? I'm pleased about that, because that's making it last. And that's well worth it. Yes, there'll probably be more podcasts coming along very soon. Things like V and River Song and the brand new Doctor Who with the 13th Doctor. I'm pretty sure that there's another 9th Doctor story coming out very soon that I'll be talking about. But I am keeping going with the Ulysses. As always, if you've enjoyed this and you want to watch the actual episode and you don't have access to it, click on the notes on the YouTube release of this. You'll get a link that takes you straight to the Ulysses and you'll be able to watch it afresh. So with that, I'll say farewell and I'll speak to you very soon. Until next time, be seeing you. That was the Tin Dog Podcast. All topics discussed are the intellectual property of the copyright owners. No infringement is intended. Why not follow the show on Blue Sky at tindogpodcast.bsky.social. If you've enjoyed this podcast on YouTube, please click like and subscribe. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.